All right. So I'm gonna wait a second. Make sure. All right. Well, got a lot on my mind. Good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. But I guess I got everything on my mind right now. What's going on, man? Much love. Why is it so hard to be a good man, right? Like, why do us men have such a rough time trying to be a good man? Like, I guess personal situations. Like, I just want to be a good man for my girl, and like, I don't know, it's just hard, going through personal things. But like, regardless, to be the best us we can be, because that's what I'm just trying to do. Just trying to be the best me I can be, and figure out how to, But it's shitty. I really don't I don't want to get too detailed, because it's actual personal shit that's going through. And if it's personal shit that's just me and my life, then it's different. But if it's I can't find a fucking lighter. I'll be right back. I need to find a lighter. Holy shit, I found a lighter. To me, it really doesn't matter how many people are in here. Because I was just going to make a video. But lately, these live streams have been, I don't know, I guess just better videos. Because, with a video, you have the opportunity to, I don't know, there's just different thoughts that go through your mind when you're making a video compared to when you're live streaming. When you're live streaming, it's just the genuine live you. Whatever's live on my mind right now is live on my mind. If I make a video, I usually had something else on my mind, and then, but I'm going to stop talking for a second. If you guys are smoking with me, get ready to smoke, pack the bong, whatever. For the past week or week and a half, all I've been smoking is weed and wax. So I have not had a bowl that has not had shatter in it. So is there water in this? Went somewhere earlier, so I took the water out. So yeah, spark it up. You know what's crazy about me? I don't give a fuck what I go through. I will be me no matter what. What's crazy about me is all I know how to be is me. And I had a conversation with my daughter earlier. I was trying to explain just life to her and shit. I was just trying to explain, be yourself. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. All that typical shit we tell our kids, but it's all that same typical shit we were told ourselves. But I think that, it is true. You just got to be yourself. And no matter what external thing happens to you on the outside world, you are the one that's affecting you on the inside world. It's all you. I'm going through relationship problems. That could have prevented me from making content. But, why not use pain as an opportunity to create art and content and songs and movies and scripts and books? And, because I look at pain as an opportunity. And see, I'm a really weird, some people say a really weird person, right? Because I look at life completely differently than most people. Most people look at pain and trauma and bad shit as bad shit. People look at bad trips as bad trips. People look at bad days as bad days. And I don't look at anything as bad anymore. Like it's all just days. It's just life. Life was never meant to be like nobody ever said life was supposed to be good. We have this misunderstanding because good feels good, so we assume that life should feel good. But reality is I feel like we should be more focused on just being instead of being what we want to be. So like what I want right now in life, I'm damn sure not gonna get. Like I've come to realize that, because like what I want in life, has to do with some relationship shit. But like I know I'm not gonna get that right now, so I have to accept reality for what it is, right? I mean, I could look at the bright side, but when you're going through problems, no matter how big or small the situation is, it's hard to look at the bright side. So it's like I could look at the bright side and say that right now in my life, for the past 2 weeks, I have had more money than I've had. I have money saved, which is the first time in my life. I have money saved in the bank. I have enough weed to smoke and enough wax. I have enough money to buy weed and wax. I have enough money to, whatever. And I'm just trying to save, and I'm just trying to save up. And, there's certain things in my life that are going good. And right now is the first time in my life that I've been self-sufficient, where it's like I'm relying on myself. Like I have my own apartment, my own, whatever. I have a job. I can afford my weed habit. I don't have to ask, you got, can I get a front, bro? Let me get a $10 front, or no, none of that anymore. I don't got to do that shit. But yet I'm focused on the negative, and like that negative removes all the good from my perspective. I can't see anything. It blinds me from all the good. And I think that so many people do this. So many people will go through problems, go through trauma, go through, life, bullshit. And then they let this life bullshit blind them from the good that's in their life. And, you know, if you're blinded too long from the good in your life, when you finally take the blinders off and you look over that way, the thing that was there might not be there anymore, because, reality is that we just need to kind of I feel like, be. So it's like we try to force, we try to control, and this is men and women, but it's in the masculine mind. But we as a human species like to control. I love to be in control of my life. That's why I started my own business. But I feel like us being in control, right, can go too far, and we can push it to the point where we're trying to control other people, control other things, and control things that are out of our control. And then we get mad as fuck for not being able to control things that are out of our control. And I say this because this shit happens to me, right? And like happening to me. I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. Yeah, I have a lot of philosophies and ideas, and I can speak for days, but I don't know shit. Right? Like I swear to God, I thought I knew something until I went through an actual relationship problem where I'm forced to be like, okay, I think I'm a good man, but am I actually? Like, can I do what a good man would do in a situation like this? Like, can my mental mind state handle it? Can I handle the pressure? Uh, because that's what's happening to me right now. Is I'm 26 years old, and a 26-year-old thinks they're fucking grown. But, bro, I'm going through the craziest awakening right now in my life, because I thought psychedelics woke me the fuck up. I thought the research and this and that and the Terrence and all this shit woke me up. But love is the most complicated thing in the universe, because love is the most beautiful feeling you can ever imagine, but it can also give you the most shittiest feeling that exists in the universe. But and that's, I guess, what started this whole thought process in my mind, right? Which is the fact that I'm going through, like personal, relationship issues that I don't know. It made me think about just a lot about reality and a lot about how it's uncomfortable because it's out of my control and I have to accept that, right? But the funny thing is, why do I think anything is in my control? Nothing is in my control. None of this that's going on in this reality is in my control. All of this is just, I'm here right now, sitting in this chair doing a live stream, right? And it's like, I am just sitting here thinking, speaking, this is what is. And I can think about the past. I can think about the way I want things to be. Or I could just fucking be here and actually think about, just not even think about, but just be in what is actually happening. If something good is actually happening in your life, then be there in that good. But if something bad is happening in your life, be there in that bad. I think we tend to want things. We want, we just want things to be a different way. But let me tell you, I want things to be a different way. So I had to do something I didn't want to do. I wanted to stop struggling, so I had to either get a job or I had to find a way to fucking get some money so I could relaunch my business, so I could try to start a CBD business, so I could try to do what I'm trying to do. But I swear to God, we all know what we need to do. It's just none of us want to do it. And every time one of our friends bring it up to us, we get mad as fuck at them. And we try to use our ego to shut them down. We don't want to hear it. Why don't we want to hear it? Because it's the truth. I feel like the best thing that happened to me is learning how to listen to the things that I do not want to hear. There's so many things that a lot of my friends and people around me have told me about myself that I didn't want to hear. And I listened because they have to be saying that for a reason. Your friends, your loved ones, your family, they don't say things to you for the hell of it, right? They don't say things to you because they're an asshole, right? If it sounds like they're being an asshole, or if they're trying to call you out, maybe they're not attacking. Maybe they're just noticing something you're not. People called out behaviors of me, right? And there's certain things about myself that I noticed just from making videos. I can sit here and I'll be able to watch my videos, and I noticed that maybe I would touch my nose a lot, or maybe whatever. For some weird reason, I tend to do that. I'm only doing that now because I just smoked, but I tend to cough and clear my throat more when I'm making a video compared to if I'm really having a conversation with somebody in real life. Things like that I've been able to observe based on just making videos. But I'm gonna hit the bong. But control is deep, because I was just about to say I'm hitting the bong because I'm trying to control my consciousness. I want to be high, so I am smoking weed. There's certain things that which the I is the ego. You are not anything you really want as much as you are the thing that's observing what you want, the observer. That's what you really are. But I don't want to go into that right now. But I'm just saying, man, had a lot on my mind. Shit was fucked. I feel like I always have a lot on my mind. It's either the way I was born or it's the way I've trained myself to be. But I just kind of have trained myself to like always be like, just, I don't know, on a constant roll, but I can shut it off when I need to with meditation and certain things like that. But like I'm usually always just deep thinking about multiple aspects of reality on a multi-day and just all everyday level, right? Um, and life's just been getting really interesting for me. I can see that it's Terrence McKenna was not even just Terrence McKenna. A lot of people talk about the singularity, how like technology is kind of winding up, and Terrence McKenna described it as our reality is kind of winding up, getting faster and faster and faster, faster, and so much technology, so much information is being held, produced in one day compared to 100 years ago. Technology and all this shit. Eventually, it's gonna get so crazy that it's like just straight vibrating reality. Like it's gonna be hard to keep up with. That's what my life feels like. My life feels like it's getting. There's so many things that I realize why there's very few people that genuinely get successful. And I feel like the main reason is just because there's so many people that genuinely just don't have the will, the grit, I don't know. Because I don't know why I have this. I have no fucking idea. Every personal friend of mine has personally asked me, personally said like about me being motivated, how I have a lot of motivation a lot, right? I'm motivated a lot, not because I'm like, I don't know, hyped up on something, but I'm motivated because I don't give myself an option. Now, everyone's entitled to be who they are. I don't expect anyone to be me, but I feel like I've said this. All I know how to do is be me. I don't know how to be anybody else, so I'm just me, and me is I just don't allow myself to I don't know, something really bad happened in my life. The worst thing that can happen to any human being on this planet is someone you love dying. It's the worst thing that can basically happen. I mean, next to being completely tortured and all this other crazy shit, but like the average human being, the most traumatic experience will be a death, or the worst experience in human history is most likely the death of a child, right? But just pain like that, maybe I'm weird, maybe I'm whatever, but I think about shit like this, right? I think about like what would happen if I died. How would my daughter be? My daughter's 9 years old, and I just talked to her yesterday, about, I guess, death, in a way that like one day I will die. But I've talked to her before about this. This isn't the first time. It's just I don't want to have death be the fucking taboo topic in her mind. I want reality to be understood, right? And we're so scared to talk about death, which is most likely why humans are so scared to live in the first place. We're breathing, but we're so scared. The virus has us so scared, but we were so fucking terrified and scared before the virus. People are scared to chase their dreams. They're scared to do something different. They're scared to, I guess, we live in fear, We're scared to hurt. We're scared to, it's to the point where if you say the world's becoming soft, they look at you like, oh, so what? You want the world to be hard as fuck then? No. I just want everybody to have self-esteem. I just want everybody to love themselves. I just want everyone to be strong-minded enough to not give a fuck what a hater thinks, and to only just to trust yourself, because you should know yourself, right? But the self changes. Who you are today will not be who you are tomorrow. And I've just come to realize in my life that, man, the more shit I go through in life, the more life goes on. I thought that I knew before, but I know more now. And I can just imagine now that in 5 years, I will basically think that the 26-year-old version of myself now was a child. I'm going through personal growth things that I just didn't know existed. I wish somebody told me. I don't know. I wish there was, because I guess my problem is my dad was in and out of my life, and he didn't really teach me things that I guess a father should have taught their son. So his dad, my grandfather, kind of took that role. So I see my grandfather every other weekend, and he kind of took that role. He would philosophize with me and lecture me and talk to me about the old ways and when he was a kid and this and that. And he was born the year of the Great Depression. So it's like he grew up in hard times, and I remember all of his hard time stories and all that shit. But like, I guess what I'm saying is, we as a people, I feel like we need to just kind of get a grip on understanding that we won't always be in control of what happens, right? But at the same time, you are in control of what happens in here. If you can't, I don't give a fuck what happens to you. What you do with it is your choice. That might be harsh, but it's the truth. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It matters about what you do about what happened to you. What are you going to do about it? Right? Like I said, the craziest thing that can happen to someone in their life is die. But eventually you eventually grow up to understand that you have to figure out a way to live life still, right? It's just the way life is. Life is what it is. And the way to, I feel like, just peace of mind, I feel like, is just to accept what it is. The acceptance of life for what it is. Right now, I'm going through a painful experience, a painful relationship type experience, right? It makes me a little sad, a little upset, a little uncomfortable, a little lonely, a little this, a little that. But I'm there with it, looking at it, feeling it, understanding it, not scared of it. That's the key. I'm not scared of pain. I'm not scared of obstacles or failures. I'm not scared to fall. I'm not scared of any of that shit, because I can just get right the fuck back up, right? It's like, life is not about what happens to you. It's about what you do about it. You can be hurt and hurt people, or you can be hurt and help people. The decision is entirely up to you. Woo. Yeah. I'm high as fuck. This wax, every time I put the shadow in the bowl, it's like I take one or two hits and I'm like, damn. You know what had me sad too? Another note. So my girl loves Red Bulls, right? And I got a Red Bull today tonight, just because, like, I don't know, on some weird shit. I kind of missed her, and like, just missed vibing with her. And like, yeah. I just like to talk about everything, because I'm still just a normal person. People might be like, yo, he trips a lot, like, I'm just a normal human being going through bullshit. I feel pain. I bleed. I cry. I laugh. I smile. I listen to music. I'm still me. I have more flaws than I can count. And I've failed way more times than I can count. But I will always keep trying. Something about me, like, I've even thought really morbid thoughts, right? Really morbid thoughts, like I don't know, when I was losing, because I have two sons that I don't see, and I guess I'm getting into personal shit. Don't mind me, I'm high as fuck. But it's just I've those experiences taught me lessons. That's why I wanted to talk. Like everything is a fucking psychedelic trip. Everything, everything is here to teach you something, good and bad. We get too attached to our life and what we think life is and what we think we are because we forgot why we were even put here in the first place. But as soon as you understand, as soon as you get to the day where you find out why you were born, then then there's nothing else that can stop you, because that's the real reason why I genuinely feel like nothing can stop me. It's just a mindset. It's a training. It's a brainwashing. I've brainwashed myself to believe that nothing can stop me, that I will shatter, I will go through pain, I will go through tears and madness, and maybe I'll lose my mind one day, but I'll come back, and maybe this, and maybe that, and maybe this. I weigh out all the options and possibilities of my life because I feel like that's the problem. So many aren't really directing their life. They're just living their life, but the life is living for them instead of them actually living it. They're just going. Now, it's okay to go with the river as long as you weren't redirected by a fake manufactured river, right? Because it's almost like there's a fake manufactured river that exists, and this fake river is the society that we live in that is based on money and making the rich richer and the poor poorer, and the poor work so hard while the rich don't work uh, nearly as hard, and why the poor should be getting paid more, but if they got paid more, the rich would get paid less. And that river is the wrong river. That's the wrong way. And I think we as a people will get there. It's just gonna take time, and it's so crazy that there's so much shit going on in the world, like from the virus to there's millions of conspiracy theories out there. There's millions of breakthroughs happening. I mean, I can't say millions, but there's a shit ton of breakthroughs happening in like quantum mechanics and computer science and quantum computers and this and that. And uh, it's a wild time to be alive, because while that's happening, all of us, every human being who will watch this video, has gone through relationship problems, because we also go through personal weird situations as well. And I say weird because they're always the untalked about. Like they're the untalked about because we have a mindset of personal, like privacy. There's certain information that you don't want to share with everybody that you share with your significant other type shit. But at the same time, I feel like we're headed towards a crazy ass world, and with all this shit going on, eventually privacy will probably go away because we'll be too connected for that shit. But I don't know. This is the type of shit that I've been thinking about. And like, yeah. I just like to get high and think. That's, I guess, why I do not like alcohol. I think I broke this down the other day, that because alcohol just doesn't let me think. It's not a thinking man's drug, so it's not my type of substance. But the Chinese used to prescribe cannabis for absent-mindedness, so I can see why. But Slayer's a piece of shit. Hold on. But yeah, I'm high as shit. I'm probably gonna get out of here though. I will probably be back tomorrow morning. And maybe not more, I don't know. Maybe like noonish. Maybe earlier, maybe a little later, depending. But yeah, appreciate y'all being in here. And the people that will watch this later as well. And yeah, thank you.